Alright, glad that you guys are back. I, Ryan, am gonna do the final ranking of the three big networks. I did it for Cartoon Network and Disney, now it's time for Nickelodeon. Let's begin. Here are all the shows I did not see, so let's start with the 90s. Doug is so boring. There really is no difference between the Nickelodeon and Disney halves. All Disney did differently is make the episodes 22 minutes instead of 11 minutes. See my Disney ranking if you want to hear more about Doug, because I have nothing new to say. 2 out of 10, D tier. Ren and Stimpy is really fun. Even though it has its gross out, I do think it has a very good buddy dynamic. The characters are really fun. It has a bunch of weird, surrealist as fuck humor, but I enjoy it either way. I love it whenever Ren goes crazy. It's fun. And Stimpy is also a cute delight. Yeah, it's just a fun show overall. 10 out of 10, S tier. Rugrats is the third Nicktoon. If you don't know, when Nickelodeon first aired, there were 3 Nicktoons: Doug, Ren and Stimpy, and Rugrats. And the one in the middle to me is Rugrats. It's a good show, but I don't think it was as good as Ren and Stimpy. It didn't catch me off guard. It's a bit slower, but it's still a fun show overall. We can always make chocolate pudding at 4 in the morning. But unlike Stu, I do have control of my life. Although I must admit, many of the early stuff doesn't hold the best for me. I kind of prefer the later stuff. Not Dill, but the other characters. I think their writing got better as the years went on. And Kimmy was my favorite baby. 8 out of 10, A tier. Rocco is a lot more fun. I like its surrealist humor. This is where Steven Hilbert kind of got his start as well as Tom Kenny. The world is even crazier than Ren and Stimpy somehow. Plus, it's also less gross. Rocco, Heifer, and Filbert are a good trio. I also enjoyed the Big Head Neighbors as well as their son Ralph, or I guess daughter Rachel as of Static Cling. Joe Murray has a couple episodes explaining the process of making a cartoon. Things like Wacky Deli per se. And yeah, if you haven't figured it out, I also enjoyed the movie Static Cling. 10 out of 10, S tier. Hey Arnold is similar to Doug for it being a slice of life cartoon, but unlike Doug where everything is boring, Hey Arnold is actually fun. Well, the main character is kind of boring, but every character surrounding him is near perfect, especially characters like Helga. They're also very good at emotional episodes like Pigeon Man, Helga on the Couch. It also had a really good movie. Not the first one, that sucks, but it's fun to make fun of. I'm talking about the Jungle movie. That one was a really good movie. Though my favorite episode will probably always be the Haunted Train episode. I also enjoy Arnold's grandparents, like Grandpa's kooky, and I always love all the crazy war stuff that the grandma does. Anyone ever wanted to bash the fuck out of the alarm that goes, Hey Arnold, Hey Arnold, Hey Arnold, Hey Arnold, Hey Arnold? Arnold, why would you have an alarm clock of yourself? Fucking narcissist. You know what? You deserve to be called football head. 10 out of 10, S tier. I was surprised that rewatching Cat Dog recently, I thought it was gonna be some sort of Ren and Stimpy knockoff, but honestly, I prefer this over Ren and Stimpy. A cat and dog get into some sort of weird experiment, but I don't care. It's a funny cartoon. Ended up being a lot funnier than I was expecting. There's an episode where the two get fat. That's hilarious. And Winslow the Mouse, I think, is just a funny jerk. Jim Cummins and Tom Kenny provide the voices of Cat and Dog, so it's like Tigger and SpongeBob stuck together. Nice. 10 out of 10, S tier. I don't know, man. The Wild Thorn Maze didn't really interest me. I guess it's fine as an educational show. My favorite thing about that aspect is the beginning of every episode we get to see the map where they are specifically in the world. But Eliza Thornberry is so fucking boring. I get the concept of a family traveling over the world doing a nature documentary is a good idea, but it's executed mid. I get that a man making a documentary show would be fun, but it would be more interesting in the grand scheme of things, especially if it was Nigel Thornberry, who is the best character on the show. There's a reason why the Nickelodeon Super Smash Bros. Clone put him in the game and not Eliza, despite Eliza being the protagonist. Heck, she's the first female protagonist for Nickelodeon. And yet she doesn't even get in the Smash Bros. Clone game. The whole family is just meh, except for Nigel, he's hilarious. 6 out of 10, B tier. My god, Rocket Power is so fucking goofy. Shoobies. You know what? I'm just gonna end it there. Shoobies. Negative 3 out of 10, D tier. I love SpongeBob. It's my second favorite cartoon of all time, only behind Amphibia. You know it's gonna be the best Nicktoon. It's funny, it's got a great world of characters, the movies are fun, most of them. I loved SpongeBob since I was a little kid, and SpongeBob is what got me into cartoons. I will never forget that. Cartoons are my life, and I love SpongeBob. 10 out of 10, S tier. We go from one popular Nicktoon to another popular Nicktoon, The Fairly Odd Parents. As a whole, I did enjoy the show from the start, but I don't think I've ever enjoyed it more than SpongeBob per se, but I always did consider it a close second. Though, as the years went on, the show got worse and worse. They added a bunch of new characters that weren't interesting. Old characters that were fun just disappeared. Many of the plots got super stupid, the wishes got convoluted, and plot hole convenienced. As a whole, I'd probably give us a 6 out of 10 B tier. Probably something similar to like Friendship is Magic. Invader Zim is a really funny show. Basically, an alien tries to take over the Earth but sucks at everything, and then no one even cares except for this one kid. And the show is so obsessed with meat. I met the creator of this show and asked him why there's so much meat, and he just said, it's just funny. And yeah, I can buy that. I also got to meet Richard Horvitz, who plays Invader Zim. That was awesome. 10 out of 10, S tier. Chalk Zone is surreal and I love it. Basically, a kid grabs a piece of chalk from his classroom and he's able to go to this world called Chalk Zone. Whatever you create on a chalkboard in the real world and erase it, it goes to Chalk Zone. So often Rudy draws things and it comes to the Chalk Zone. He even gets to see his first ever drawing there, Snap. Penny joins in on the fun a couple episodes in. I thought at first that Rudy was going to keep it a secret and I thought they would have done that secrets cliche, but no, they don't even do that.
I know how we can get your formula back. With this. It's just chalk, Rudy. Not just chalk, Penny. Magic chalk. I don't think this is scientifically possible. Come on, Penny. What is this place? This is Chalk Zone.
And I'm proud of it. Also, the songs in the show are fucking good. I'm surprised they aren't talked about more often. Listen to their soundtrack. It's amazing.
Taste it, taste it. Taste it, taste it, here we come. Bringing in a bushel full of yarn.
10 out of 10, S tier. Jimmy Neutron is a really fun show. Jimmy himself is fun, like I like his inventions, and he's just an actual child overall. What I mean by this is, even though he is a super genius, he actually acts like an 11-year-old, like he's supposed to. I admire him for that, and he cares about his parents a lot. Nice. Judy's alright, but Hugh is basically the masterpiece of the show. I fucking love this genius. Yeah, I get he's supposed to be a quote-unquote idiot, but I can't help but find him funny. And I always loved Ducks, so him admiring Ducks more than me is nice. Carl and Sheen are also just a fun bonus. I always had the theory that Carl would have been a boy if Jimmy wasn't his friend, because whenever he's not around Jimmy, he can often act like a boy. Kinda like Pain and Panic when they're away from Hades, they act evil. Also, yes, I love llamas. But then there's Sheen, who might just be the funniest character in all of animation. Like, he might actually be in my top 10 favorite characters of all time because of his humor. Every single line of him is a perfect sequitur, and I can never get tired of him. I always love his obsession for Ultra Lord. It's just great. The only character I can't stand is Cindy. In fact, if you got rid of Cindy, this might have been the best Nicktoon. But, oh well. 9 out of 10, A tier. All Grown Up is stupid, but do you know what? It's my kind of stupid. It's fun to make fun of. Basically, the people behind the show didn't know anything about children. They only knew about babies, and then suddenly making these babies 10 years older just didn't know how to handle them. Even though no one, and I do mean no one, ever calls a 10-year-old all grown up. I get the context why, because these characters who are like 1 or 2 years old are now 11 and 12 years old, give or take. They went 10 years in the future, essentially. But no one calls anyone between 10 and 13 all grown up. You call that when someone's 18 or older. Whatever, his show is stupid because even though they're older, they still act like infants. Chucky is the new Angelica for some reason because he's a major asshole. Well, they're all assholes, but he's the worst of the bunch. There's one episode where he sells his dad's stamp collection and then steals money from a fountain, and the only reason why he's able to get all the stamps back is because Angelica blackmailed the store with a lie. Great characters, am I right? Although despite Angelica doing that, she's usually actually nicer in the show than she was in the original series, but at the same time they make her a torture porn because she sometimes suffers for things that she didn't do. One time she bet a chef to cook better and he got so insulted he started using like soap in the ingredients. I could talk about this show more often. I should watch more episodes because I was intrigued by it. -4 out of 10, C tier. Boy, I really love My Life as a Teenage Robot. I think Jenny was my first crush ever. Ironic that my first crush wasn't a human, but a robot. It's good, but I think the only thing that holds it back for being S tier is Sheldon. He's a creep. Yes, I stand by that. He's a creep. If you got rid of Sheldon, I think this would be a perfect show. 9 out of 10, A tier. Danny Phantom is a really popular show, but as the years go on, I noticed that people seem to not like it as much, and I can see why. The show doesn't have the best writing per se. It tries to have a super big story, but it fails at it. I think the reason why people really like it on that aspect is because this is one of the first to do it. While it wasn't the absolute first, Kids Next Door beat it to the punch a couple years earlier, and then Avatar would do it better a year later, but I do appreciate what they was trying to do. Even though many of the stories suck, especially in Season 3. And of course, they add Sam, who was a fucking bitch. Yeah, let's get rid of all the meat on the menu, only replace it with veggie options. Yeah, I'm gonna blackmail my friends, and also call them gay. And apparently, despite me being progressive, I am homophobic. Did anyone like Sam? Like, even when I was growing up, I wasn't a huge fan of Sam. I was honestly more interested in Danny and Tucker. I thought they were a good friendship, and they should have been gay for each other. At least the ghosts are fun. I think the box ghost might just be the funniest ghost, even though he's like the punching bag ghost. 4 out of 10, C tier. Avatar is considered by many to be the greatest cartoon of all time. It's not per se, because season 1 had its problems, and I'm not a huge fan of Katara. But I still think the show is good overall. It has a bunch of good stories, and then there's this one stupid guard. I remember this in season 2, like, there was this part where Azula was gonna trick Iroh and Zuko into coming back to the homeland for prison. So all they had to do was just pretend it was like a welcome party. And then this stupid guard said, well, alright, let's go. The prisoners are on board now. And I can easily tell with that death glare from Azula that the first instant she fell into the sharks. I enjoy its lore stuff, and it was the start of something super big with the whole lore thing. Many cartoons throughout the 2010s would try to copy it, but would mostly fail. So yeah, this isn't the best in hindsight, what it started. But hey, 20 years later, I still think it's good, just not as good as people claim it to be. And my favorite characters are usually things like Toph and Iroh. 8 out of 10, A tier. Cat scratch. The only thing that doesn't hold well is Gordon's crush on Kimberly, a child. Yeah, fuck that shit. But thankfully, if you get past that, everything else is fun. I especially love Waffle and Mr. Blick. It's a cute cat show with all these 3 cats being super rich. And Horvitz is also fun. My favorite episode is usually the war episode, and I think Waffle might be the best character, or Mr. Blick, depending on my mood. 9 out of 10, A tier. The thing I most remember about the X's is that they got 2 big actors, being Patrick Warburton and Wendy Malick. But otherwise, everything else is so cliche and not interesting, even though it's like a spy family. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Spy Family, the anime, is a better version of this. But let's focus on the original 2005 version. The animation also just feels a little stiff in my eyes. I don't know if it's Flash or not, but it doesn't feel natural per se. If it wasn't for some of the professional voice acting, I wouldn't remember much on the show. And even then, I don't remember much on this show. It's just mediocre. Do you really care about seeing Truman with his girlfriend that always abuses him? No, you don't. 3 out of 10, D tier. El Tigre is a fucking disappointment. It's got a fun premise where the dad is super nice, like a hero, and the grandpa's a villain, and the grandson/son has to determine if he wants to be good or evil. But I know he's gonna be evil because Frida is a fucking bitch. She's the one that convinces him to steal pets just so they can get money for these skateboard things. And also, why did the mom decide to abandon her son in this dangerous city? Wouldn't it make more sense to abandon the dangerous city and take the son with you? This makes no sense. You know, I could have sworn that the show would have ended with Frida becoming super evil and Manny having to defeat her, and then she would have realized that he needs to be good, and that way Grandpa is the only villain left in the end. But alas, I doubt that's gonna happen. At least the Grandpa was a little bit fun. 2 out of 10, D tier. Back at the Barnyard is...
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig, aren't you interrupting the story at the most suspenseful part? Well, the answer is yes, Sally. Yes, I am. Keep those cards and letters coming.
Back at the Barnyard is a fucking blast. Everything about this show is weird, but that's what makes it fun. You never know what to expect. Like, you want to see an episode where a duck is super evil? You got that. Hypnotism? Yep. Weird marriages? Just go with it. It's fun to make fun of, and I even enjoy it normally, but it's more fun to make fun of than anything. Negative 10 out of 10? S tier. I remember the Mighty Bee being super annoying and gross. Like, she constantly abuses this dog and her little brother, and it just gets uncomfortable at times. The brother is fun, and I guess the dog is as well, but not Bessie. And she wants to be a Bee Scout because that's just her one trait personality. I don't know, the show never really grabbed me. It's not Flash animated, it's hand-drawn, but it looks like Flash at times, and not in the good way. Like, it's like those cheap Flash stuff that you hear about. 1 out of 10, F tier. Man, Penguins of Madagascar was really fun. I enjoy the penguin shenanigans, they get crazy at times, King Julian is a blast. Maurice, you are a lemon! And honestly, I'm not hugely bothered by the more colored feet thing. You'd think I would with all the Nickelodeon, controversies, let's say, but... honestly, I don't mind it, maybe because it's just, lemurs, and it's cartoony enough. Marlene is also a fun new character that they added for this series that wasn't in the movies. This show, if you wanted its own separate universe, it's not part of the actual film franchise per se. I enjoy the episodes, and I have a good time. 10 out of 10, S tier. Like Back at the Barnyard, Planet Sheen is also a fun blast. It's fun to make fun of. It might be better than the actual Jimmy Neutron, but that's because there's no Cindy. It's not exactly good per se, but it's fun to make fun of. Bumper cart roller coasters. Genius. Negative 10 out of 10, S tier. Legend of Korra is good, but I just don't think it's as good as, say, Avatar. Mostly because it took a while for it to be good. The first 2 books suck, but 3 and 4 are really good. Each book is better than the last. The only reason why I don't fully hate book 2 is because it has Varric, and Varric is awesome. He should have been the Avatar more than Korra. Korra adds gross out for some reason, I don't get why. There's a bunch of story complications, and I heard that Nickelodeon abuses the show behind the scenes. Well, at least Korra's fun. Season 2, 3, and 4, not Season 1. Going through all of it, I give it a 7 out of 10 B tier. Sanjay and Craig is really gross. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Its only upside is that I like the friendship. 1 out of 10 F tier. Same with Breadwinners. 1 out of 10 F tier. It's interchangeable. It's a little less gross per se, but it's pretty much the same thing. Harvey Beaks was fine. I thought it was a cute show. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but from what I've seen, it was good. 7 out of 10 B tier. My god, Loud House is just fucking atrocious. I'm not even gonna bother going into it. Everything about it sucks, it's gross, it has like the most unpleasant family ever, and it's the worst Nicktoon ever. 0 out of 10, F tier. Buzz of the Beast, I think actually has a good story, somewhat, but it doesn't matter because the audio fucking sucks. Like, the character's acting is just bad, but it is a little bit fun to make fun of. Like, what's happened to me? I used to have a girlfriend! I like that character. Negative 1 out of 10, F tier. I guess Welcome to the Wayne is interesting. Like, I like the idea of a mystery at a hotel. That's kind of clever. The problem is it rips off a little too much of Gravity Falls. I mean, there's twins named after trees. No shit, that's a ripoff. But the main reason why it's hard to go back to this one is because of all the fucking slang. Gravity Falls had slang. There's no denying that. But it wasn't every single line. And that's kind of the problem with the show. You can't take something super serious and have stupid slang with it. Alas, the mystery's least fun. 5 out of 10, C tier. Kid Danger is gross, but I at least like making fun of it. And this is where all the sex offenders go. That's where the birds deliver them. Negative 1 out of 10, F tier. Casa Grandes is the Cleveland show. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just Doug, but just a little bit better version. At least it has a fantastic movie. I really did love its movie. But as the actual show, 3 out of 10, D tier. Its pony is super cute. Basically, a girl has this pony and she takes care of him. I didn't see that many episodes, but from the ones I did see, I had a good time. 10 out of 10, S tier. I really don't have much to say on Camp Coral or the Rugrats one, they're both just terrible. There were some good jokes on each of them, but if I were to average them all out, they're just meh. Why is Kimmy not having her own sequel movie? Why? 2 out of 10, D tier to both. Alright, last one is the Patrick Star Show. I just think it's super funny and probably the best Nicktoon in years. It's up there with the likes of SpongeBob. It really does feel like a close second to SpongeBob. 10 out of 10, S tier. And here you go, here are all of the cartoons worst to best. Basically go right to left, and that's basically how you get them. So from worst to best, it'd be The Loud House, Kid Danger, Bunces the Beast, Breadwinner, Sanjay and Craig, The Mighty Beat, Rugrats 2021, Camp Coral, Doug, El Tigre, Rocket Power, The Casa Grandes, The X's, All Grown Up, Danny Phantom, Welcome to the Wayne, The Wild Thornberrys, Very Odd Parents, Harvey Beaks, Legend of Korra, Rugrats, Avatar, Cat Scratch, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Jimmy Neutron, Back at the Barnyard, Planet Sheen, It's Pony, Ren and Stimpy, Chalk Zone, Cat Dog, Penguins of Madagascar, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Invader Zim, The Patrick Star Show, and finally, SpongeBob SquarePants. With that all said, I have finally done all 3 of the big networks. Let me know in the comments down below what your rankings would be on all 3 of the big networks. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for joining me on this project here.